up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
Morning everyone, my name's Jeff Thompson. I'm Executive Chair and founder of the Youth Charter, one of the host agencies for today's event, a rather special event on the journey by way of the Commonwealth, which I'm hoping most of you are aware of. You all aware of the Commonwealth? Yeah. Right, this is very much interactive between your ears. I don't use your thumbs, but I really want to engage the software between your ears, because I believe 99% of it exists here. But on the basis of you being here, which I want to thank you and welcome you, have you all been to Media City before? Anyone been to Media City? Fantastic. So it's your first experience of one of the most exciting cultural oases in Europe. If you saw Media City on what was Salford Quays over 25 years ago, it was just wasteland. And everything you see has happened as part of a great regeneration programme, the vision of a number of fantastic leaders that make up Greater Manchester. Media City will double in the next 10 years, so all of that's going to double by a factor of 2. But more importantly, this UTC was designed to make sure that young people like yourselves could learn and develop through the interest in media and a whole broad spectrum of media skills that would see them hopefully employable or entrepreneurial at Media City. But predominantly, the work of the Youth Charter is to engage young people with sport, art, culture and digital, equip them with life skills, resilience and potential, and then thirdly, empower them with the aspiration of further higher education, employability or entrepreneurship. Does that make sense? How many of you do sport, arts, cultural activity? Stick your hands up, nod, do whatever you do. He's just looking at me. Well, there you go. You woke up yet? Okay. How many of you spend more than 3 hours on your mobiles or devices? Stick your hands up, more than 3 hours. All right, so we know what we're dealing with regards to their software. Anyone 2 hours? Anyone not use a mobile device? Good on ya. You don't? You're joking, all right. By the way, you're going to have some fun, or else it wasn't worth it. Got to have fun. Does anyone know what they're going to be doing later in life? What are you going to do? How are you going to change the world? How are you going to make a difference? Anyone going to do anything spectacular? Nobody. No one's going to do anything radical. What are you going to do?
I'm going to work at Nando's.
Super. Nando's is a movement, by the way. It's not just a restaurant chain. Believe me. They've got purpose about what they do. Anyone else going to do anything exciting?
Well, I've got 2 economists here.
An economist? You might help the government at this present moment in time. Fancy a trip down to Downing Street? I'll get you there. All right, we'll talk. I always bring a medal, because this is the best bling you can have. It's serious bling. And you might even get a chance to touch one, although I'd say go and get one yourself, because it's great when you have your own. And by the way, this isn't mine. I've got 5 of them. This is not my medal. It's hers. All you sisters who claim you can't, you won't, you shouldn't, you mustn't, you can. And you must. Because your goal is whatever you can achieve in life. So please engage your software, enjoy the day. I'm going to hand over to Lawrence Mully, because he's a pretty cool guy, and he's absolutely dedicated and committed to the youth of the Commonwealth. That's why the programme manager. So you're going to get a bit interactive now, because you're actually going to clap. Thank you for listening. Please engage, and I'll hand over to Mr. Mully.
All right, let me get to find out a bit more about how much we know about the Commonwealth. How many people know how many countries the Commonwealth has? Shout it out, shout it out. Very good. Who's the latest to be added to the club? Well, we're not a club, so don't quote me anywhere. What's the latest country?
Gambia.
Very good. The Gambia. The Gambia. Very, very good. 2 of the key things that we believed in the Commonwealth is one, that the engagement and empowerment of young people is critical, not only to the development of the Commonwealth, but it's also the very essence of why we as a society, as a Commonwealth, were actually made. To ensure that people are empowered to make a difference in society. The essence of the Commonwealth was to come together and bring this community of families to find out ways in which they can promote democracy and good governance, promote the rule of law, promote rights and the protection of rights of people, especially marginalized communities. And the one unique thing that I like about the Commonwealth, and I don't say this because I work with the Commonwealth, is that decisions are made by consensus. So you don't have a Security Council that has a few countries that are the ones who make the most important decisions. Every country from Nauru that has 10,000 people to India that has 1.2 billion have actually the same voting rights, the same opportunities to actually deliberate on issues that concern the Commonwealth. And every 2 years, the Commonwealth has what is called the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. And in April this year, it came to London. How many people knew or heard about it? Did you ask this before? Nobody knew about it. It's the very essence of why you're here today. We said to ourselves that we need to take the CHOGM message and mandate outside of London. And together with Youth Charter and Elevation Networks that you'll be hearing from very soon, we started what was called the Commonwealth Road Shows. We went out, we started off in London, but then we went out to Glasgow, to Leicester, and now we're here, and we're also going to go to Cardiff. And the idea is to ensure that we can hear innovative new solutions and ideas from emerging generations that can get to influence our work, change the way we view and do our programming of our work, and be able to feed into the next 2 years before the next CHOGM, which is going to be held in Kigali, Rwanda in 2020. So we are very much looking forward to hear how the conversations will be going about this model CHOGM that you are doing, and we are above all more than excited to see how we're going to feed the communique and the outcome you have here into the work that we have. So I'm going to welcome our Faith from Elevation Networks, who have been the lead team that has been driving this road shows throughout the cities. Round of applause, Faith.
Although you've already heard from such amazing people this morning, and of course, as we know, this is a very important thing, because when Norris just asked, a lot of us didn't even know the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. So this is a very important day for us, just to get to know a bit more about the Commonwealth and more information as to how we can get involved. One of the things, I'll just start off with explaining about Elevation Networks, which is a charity that I'm the program coordinator for. So Elevation Networks is a youth employment charity which is dedicated to the social mobility of young people and everything like that. So we like to invest in young people through giving them opportunities to network, to get onto various graduate programs and that sort of thing, just so that they'll be able to, build up those leadership skills and get exposure to various things. So that's why you can understand why, when we had this opportunity, we said, yes, this is important, because all of us here are all leaders, and we all have the potential to lead in any capacity, but the most important thing is that we are able to lead by ourselves. And I really liked what Jeff said before. He said he used the software in between his two ears to navigate him and to get him to where he is right now. So it's important that we engage ourselves. Even today, just having this opportunity to mix up with loads of different people. And one of the key things that I really love, and when we're talking about the Commonwealth, is that there's such a big youth population, and there's so many of us here that are very young today, but we have the opportunity to be exposed to these things, and Google's your best friend, as we've heard so many times today.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, is this working? Yeah. Yes, it is working. Okay, I'm going to try and put it on. All right then. The Commonwealth works by consensus, so that's very, very important. This is not a competition between countries. What we're trying to do is find areas of cooperation. Where are the commonalities? That's in that word, Commonwealth. Where are the commonalities so that we can come together and agree on some action areas? Both agree what the key issues are for us as a Commonwealth, but also how we can come together and find some solutions to some of those challenges. Key topic is poverty and youth.
Hi, I'm representing Sri Lanka.
So we're representing Bangladesh. Hi, I'm representing India.
I'm Eleanor, I'm from Malawi.
I'd like to talk about youth being one of the biggest issues in Asia at the moment, with a population of about 25 million.
All year round, 30% of Bangladesh is constantly underwater, but we have a very long monsoon season, which significantly rises this number.
Similar to Botswana with education, but there's quite an important issue in India. A third of all girls become child brides.
The population of the poverty line is 30%, well ours is 60%, and that's 12 million out of 18 million.
So it's a staggering statistic in terms of the youth that are affected by it.
We struggle to support these refugees due to our low income, and we need help relocate them, help them integrate into society, and help improve standard of living for everyone.
Whilst India has like one of the fastest growing economies, there's still so much poverty with girls that are leaving to become like not get education and have to go into these trades. And so we're asking for help from countries that have maybe been through this and have better like strategies to help promote education for girls and not sex. Thank you very much.
Exorcism a lot of times it's caused by corruption and lack of democracy.
Religious violence in Nigeria.
Despite the threat of terrorism in Cyprus is somewhat low, it certainly can't be ruled out.
We have a very similar problem to Cyprus in that our risk of terror is actually quite low.
A lot of, especially because Kenya is a country that is, most of its income is from tourism and safaris and, you know, from people coming in, and we would say that a lot of the Kenyan citizens don't have a sense of identity.
So promoting good governance is going to teach politics, like how to actually be good for their people, and it's going to actually make people avoid joining those groups.
Extremism is an idea, and so to get at the root of the idea is education. So teaching people that the laws can be followed without taking it to the extreme.
Cyprus is a peaceful country at the moment, but that could easily change if a group of extremists decide to terrorize them.
And so we need to find a way of counteracting this online presence, especially social media, that can spread the message that these terrorist groups want to deliver.
Breaking news.
Oh my God.
Unidentified armed group attacks schools and universities. The Commonwealth needs to respond to this attack. What heads are we going to do?
I think we need to stop tiptoeing around who's doing what and why they're doing what. Like, we're not going to come to a solution if we don't talk about the problem.
People need to know about this, people need to be aware of it, and not just about the actual threats and targeting it, but how to protect themselves.
People are being kidnapped, education is not going to bring them back.
And people need to think about what they're going to do now, not for the future, because yes, we need long-term solutions, but we also need things to happen now.
I agree with Kenya's point, like saving those girls' safety should be our first priority, but we also have to educate people, like they need to know how we got there.
What needs to be addressed is the security issue. It's clearly there's a security issue as to why those kids were kidnapped, as to why that problem occurred. So we need to be, instead of putting money into more education, it needs to be put in funding of more security.
I think I actually agree with Pakistan. I do.
Immediate action. What's the response? What's the response from the different countries?
So a few tips. I was sitting there as an observer, you know, listening to all of you heads of government, and I was remembering the actual heads of government meeting that happened in April. And actually, you know, some of you did a better job than the actual heads of government. You're here as the Prime Minister of India, or the Prime Minister of Pakistan, or the President of Kenya, and not necessarily the person who believes in the rights of women. Because you might be passionate about that, but then your country's position is completely against that. So the ideal is to teach you how to maintain the position of your country, regardless of what that position is. First of all, you're expressing yourselves. So that's a very important part of this type of event. And also you are also having a role play. In other words, you are representing somebody else. And then you have a third level at which you are representing everybody in the sense that you are dealing with issues, you are dealing with complexities. And so therefore, it might be helpful to visualize what you have done in a way
where you are looking at different levels of interaction, different levels of reflection.
I'm a trustee of a Commonwealth affiliated charity called the Commonwealth Resounds, which exists to promote the arts in general, music, dance, drama, all those kinds of things. We've been lucky enough to go to places like Uganda and Trinidad and Sri Lanka, and also at the other end of the scale, if you like, in developing countries. We attended the CHOGM in Perth in Australia a few years back. We've taken our music there, our expertise, if you like, with the instruments that we have and the singers, dancers, whatever, and we've been able to show a little bit of what we're good at, but we also treat it very much as a huge learning opportunity from our students who come from the UK or other such similar places, and we've used it as a learning experience for ourselves as well. So we've gone and tried to play the didgeridoo in Australia, for example. We've listened to folk music and folk dancing in Trinidad, Sri Lanka and other sorts of places like that, and it's been a massive, massive learning experience for us as well. And many of the things that you've been listening to and you've found out in your research and you've been discussing today, particularly perhaps to do with the areas of poverty and youth unemployment, youth poverty and things that you were hearing about earlier. I mean, boy, does that hit you in the face when you actually see it on the ground, whether it's walking across a whole series of open sewers to find your way into literally a shipping container, which is actually a primary school classroom in certain countries, or whether it's an experience I'll never forget was trying to play some music and providing hopefully a little bit of comfort for a mother who was holding her baby who was dying of AIDS, infected with the virus through being born, simple as that. I've met many young people, not a lot older than you, in some cases probably barely older than any of you at all, who have chosen to spend just a small part of their life, maybe only a matter of a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, sometimes longer than that, just with some volunteering work out there actually in the field. And I'd really encourage you, if any of you find that sort of opportunity becomes right for you at a certain time. I wish I'd been able to do it when I was your age or a little older. Do take it, because not only will you no doubt do some real practical good wherever you are, but you will learn from it, and you will really grow as a person because of it, and it will inform and affect things that you do in a good way for the rest of your life.
And the debate and discussions that have taken place certainly means, irrespective of what life journey you've had coming here today, it's confirmed you can make a serious impact in the world, in both its challenges and its opportunities. Everything starts with a voice, a vision, a dream, an aspiration. The ability that you all have, because I believe every young individual has a gift, a talent, and a potential. A hell of a lot that's happened here today. But by way of the Commonwealth, I think in what's mission, its ongoing vision and commitment, the partnership agencies that have come together, and it's up to us to collaborate and to work together, to be adaptive and responsive to you, because you are front and centre in what happens in this world now and in the future. I'd like you to think about the Commonwealth Games, which will be hosted in Birmingham in 2022. I'd like to know how many of you would like to be there, because I'm going to throw you a challenge, and I'll offer you each a ticket at the opening ceremony. How's that?
Can we get one?
Now that's a bold statement of intent. Please don't underestimate the power of your gifts, talent and potential. So I'm going to be held to that, because now I can go and ask for that. I'll ask for some support and help in getting that. And I want you to remember, always give people an opportunity to say yes. You can convince them. Have some belief. It is about preventing. You're absolutely right. Why can't it be the here and now? And why do we have to have issues that become the crisis of the day and of the moment? You all play a part in your local communities, inner city, suburban or rural, locally or globally. And then sport took me all over the world. It broadened my mind. It gave me a perspective. And it gave me the ability to dream big. So dream big. Go back to your schools. And you are now an advocate. You are now an ambassador. You can go beyond this to the spoken word. Tell your stories. Become the inspiration. And we will change the world. Safe journey. God bless.